It was March 1st, 1932, and America's golden boy, Charles Lindbergh, the first man to fly solo across the Atlantic, was at home with his wife, Anne Morrow Lindbergh, and their 2 children. Their 5-month-old son, Charles Jr., was in his crib. And at around 7 p.m., as the family was having dinner, someone entered the nursery and took the baby. After 2 months of anxious waiting, the kidnappers eventually agreed to meet with the parents and exchange the baby for the money. But when the couple arrived at the designated spot, they found only a dead child. A full investigation was launched and over 250 people were questioned. One man kept coming up in the investigation, Bruno Hauptmann. He was a German immigrant and occasional criminal who had served time for burglary. Hauptmann had a known associate who was an accomplice in the burglary of a mansion near Lindbergh's home, and it just so happened that Hauptmann had recently tried to sell a $10,000 diamond necklace that had been taken during that burglary. But despite all this, he had no direct connection to the Lindberghs or their son. And while the police had some evidence against him, they didn't have enough for an arrest. Then everything changed. On February 12, 1934, a witness came forward claiming to have seen a man resembling Hauptmann near the Lindbergh home the night of the kidnapping, and soon after, Hauptmann was arrested. Evidence quickly mounted against him. The witness who had come forward identified him as the kidnapper. Another witness claimed to have seen Hauptmann with a pistol and a ladder, which matched the description of the ones used in the crime, and then there was the ransom money. When Hauptmann was searched, they found a crumpled $10,000 bill in his wallet. While he insisted he earned the money in a poker game, the prosecution claimed he had received it as part of the ransom payment. Within days, Hauptmann was convicted and sentenced to death by electric chair, but he maintained his innocence, claiming that he was being framed by the police, and over the next 4 years, several people came forward to support his alibi, claiming that he was with them at the time of the kidnapping. Hauptmann was executed on June 3, 1946, and in his final statement, he protested his innocence. But was he telling the truth? Well, in 1976, DNA testing of the blood found at the crime scene excluded Hauptmann as the father of the baby. It was highly publicized as evidence of a miscarriage of justice, and many believed Hauptmann was innocent. However, others pointed out that the blood test proved only that Hauptmann was not the biological father. It didn't exclude him as a kidnapper or murderer.